Used to feel like it was just us. Guess I thought I was in love.
Welcome back to another episode of All About Love with T and Amber. T is a psychic medium and Amber is a relationship counselor. In these monthly shows, they will answer your love questions and discuss different types of relationships and some of the problems that come with them. If you would like to submit your free question for the show, all you have to do is go to TessaLuna Lluvia.com and click on TTV and fill out the short form from there. There will also be a link in the description below. Now on to T and Amber and the Love Show.
Hi, Amber. How are you?
Good, sis. I'm happy to be here. How are you doing tonight?
I am in quarantine, same as you, girl.
Oh, it lasts. It's lasting so long, sis. Well, I am ready to start answering some of our questions.
I am too. Now, as you all know, and as I stated in the intro, I did put this on my Facebook and asked people to submit questions. So we got a lot. So I narrowed it down to 5. So our first question is from Molly, and she's from Atlanta, Georgia. And she asked, I am seeing my best friend's boyfriend behind her back, and I do not want to lose her friendship, but I cannot stop seeing him either. I love them both. What should I do? I'm going to be honest here and say, and I know you're looking for a psychic answer, and then I'll let Amber tell you what you should do. This is what I see happening, girl. I know you love them both and you don't want to lose their friendship, but if you don't come clean and they find out, they're going to just not want anything to do with you. They're just going to completely cut you out of their life. The boyfriend is just in the wrong because he knows that he's seeing you and your best friend at the same time. So I have a feeling that the best friend is going to cut him out of her life too. You and the boyfriend could probably be together, but you're going to lose the best friend. And you've had the best friend for what I since probably grade school. Here's a boy that I'm going to tell you psychically, I don't even see you staying with. So you're going to lose your best friend over a temporary love affair. I don't think you should be doing it. You can't stop who your heart wants. But there's morals and respect there, and I don't know. I just don't see it ending well. So I'm going to let Amber tell you what she thinks and what she thinks you should do. Amber?
You're going to hurt your best friend, and you really, really need to stop this now. This happens sometimes, and I know your heart is telling you you don't want to hurt them both. However, you're going to hurt your best friend because if you break up with him, he may betray you. If you break up with her, you're going to hurt her anyway, and she's going to hurt you. A triangle relationship is never going to make both of those people that you love happy in the end. You're going to have to choose. Just by this question, without any other context, you should try to be more loyal to your best friend because that boyfriend is also dating her and you. I don't see this ending very happily for all three of you in this. You really should think with your head on this one. Why don't you get yourself somebody you actually deserve, somebody who's only dating you?
Yes, I completely agree with you, Amber. Okay, moving on to Gail. And you don't have to tell us where you're from, only if you want to. So Gail asked, here's my dilemma. I am currently on a lot of dating apps and have been for quite some time, and I cannot find the one. What am I doing wrong, and why do they not like me? Okay, girl, here's what I picked up. I picked up that you had really low self-esteem, and not every woman on a dating app has low self-esteem. Some do, and that's okay. You know, we all work through our own thing, but you take it too far. And let me explain what I picked up. I feel like when you go on these dates, you're constantly asking them, how do I look? What do you think about me? What do you think I could improve about myself? Girl, don't do that. Don't do that. Because they're seeing that low self-esteem and they're not attracted to that. And I'm not telling you to change who you are. You're fine the way you are. I'm just saying that when you go on first dates with these guys, don't constantly fish for compliments. Because even though they think, oh, she's attractive, you constantly saying, do you find me attractive, is kind of like them being like, well, I would have liked to tell her myself, but okay, well, I guess she's fishing for compliments. It's just a turn off, okay? So it's not that you're on so many dating apps. It's how you handled the first date that I'm picking up is what you're doing wrong. Okay, you can be on as many dating apps as you want. You can date as many people as you want. That's fine if that's your prerogative. But you can't go on the first date thinking that the entire time they owe you 100 compliments to make you feel better about yourself. That's what I picked up. Amber, what do you think she should do?
Oh, boy. Dating apps. The world of dating apps in the world of COVID, sis. Oh, boy. It's like digging for a needle in a haystack, isn't it?
Yes, it is, girl. So I understand what she's going through.
Absolutely, sis. Well, here's my take on this. Gail, honey, go out and have fun on the first date. Don't take it so seriously. It's just the first date. You got the date on the dating app. And honestly, Gail, dating apps is like throwing you a bunch of cards and you just need to pick up one out of 52 on the floor. The first date is when you see that person in real life. Have fun. Don't ask him about marriage. Ask him about his favorite book, his favorite series. People are lonely and people get desperate, Gail, but don't be desperate in this. Just have fun. There's always next week, next month of trying it again. Don't make it always about you. That person that you're meeting in real life is just as nervous as you are. So just take the first step and just go.
You know, you hit on something there, Amber. You said with COVID, everybody's lonely and they're kind of looking for even attention or somebody to talk to. But I felt that, you know, I felt like she was lonely and desperate, like you said. But I feel like she's looking for a husband on the first date. Like you said, you can't get to know somebody if all you do is sit there and fish for compliments. You'll never learn about them. You'll never know if they're the one, because the whole conversation, the whole night was about what you were wanting to hear from them. And because you showed no interest in them and their likes and dislikes, that's why they're not interested.
I totally agree, sis. Now, I read this somewhere a long time ago, learning about relationships in psychology. You're not going to learn about anybody else if all you do is talk about yourself.
Yes, I completely agree. So we're not saying to get off the dating apps. We're just saying have fun and get to know the other person. And if they didn't like what you look like, they wouldn't have met up with you in the first place. Everybody has that physical attraction on dating apps before they even have that intellectual attraction. So just have fun and get to know that person. Okay, moving on. Okay, our next one is from Michael, and he is from Seattle. And he asked, I really like and want to be with this girl I have been friends with for a couple of years, but she keeps playing the friend card. What should I do? This is what I pick up. I picked up psychically, she just is not attracted to you like you're attracted to her. Trying to force her into a relationship with you like you're kind of doing lately, where you're kind of like hinting that you want to date or asking her out, you're just making her feel uncomfortable. And if you keep doing that, she's going to feel like she can't even be friends with you. We've all been in a situation, okay, where we've had a male friend or a female friend that we've kind of been attracted to, and we've kind of thought, what if, but it's not worth ruining the friendship just because there's an attraction. With that loyalty, they will open up and do the same. Not always, but in this situation, I feel like she would. She'd be just as good a friend to you as you are to her in this situation. Not in everybody's situation, but in this particular situation. But if you keep trying to force a relationship out of her, you're just going to lose a best friend. What do you think, Amber?
I completely agree. You're in the friend zone because you're a friend. She would have already obliged to any advance that Michael would have given her a long time ago, basically. A woman has the right to be friends with a man because she only sees him as a friend. She's not attracted to him in any other way but that. If it's been friend zone for years, it means she has no romantic interest in him. And because we don't know exactly what Michael has done or not done, any advancement, and she's probably being very nice and letting him down gently, and is probably wanting him to divert his attention to somebody else. Instead of going after this girl who only sees him as a friend, he should look for prospects elsewhere. I'm sure there's other wonderful, beautiful women out there just waiting for him to say hello to them.
I agree. And he doesn't want to lose her as a friend. They're really good friends. I mean, if, like you said, if he would just divert his attention off of her in that way and try to find somebody else, then he might find the perfect one for him. But he's not going to find the perfect one if he's given her all his romantic attention, whether it's subtle or not. She obviously just wants to be friends, and that's fine.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more.
Okay, moving on. We have Jackie W., and she asked, I have been with my boyfriend now for 8 years, and I am scared he is never going to ask me to marry him. Should I just ask him? First of all, girl, you're better than me, because I ain't waiting 8 years for nobody, and I mean nobody, okay? After 3 years, I would have sat him down and said, so what are we doing? Where are we going with this, okay? But 8 years, and I don't even sense you have any children together. I sense that it's just like you and him and 8 years. I pick up, he's thinking, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I'm comfortable. I don't have to commit to this woman. So if I ever want to go and do my thing with somebody else, I have a little fling over here, it's fine. We're not married. I kind of feel like that he doesn't want to get married because he is content with you just being his girlfriend. Now, that being said, girl, 8 years of your life with somebody who doesn't want to commit. Girl, you need to make a choice today. You need to decide for yourself if you want to keep going on with this man for 9 years with no commitment, because he's not going to commit to you. If you were to ask him to marry you, you're going to get your heart so broke, because he's going to sit you down and he's going to say, no, he's not ready. When he's ready, he'll ask you. He is going to beat around the bush so much that it's going to be 10 years into this relationship before you get mad enough to send me and Amber another question and say, so should I ask him now? So I'm just going to tell you, don't waste 2 more years of somebody that don't want to commit to you. You don't have any children together. You're renting an apartment. You don't even have any assets together. If he really loves you and wants to commit to you, when you leave, he will come find you. He will tell you he loves you, and he will want to commit. But forcing commitment on somebody who is not ready to commit is just going to bring you heartache. Now, what do you feel she should do, Amber?
Yeah, that's a good, strong point, sis. And I want to follow up with this. Does he know that you want marriage? Did you drop hints on the 5th year? 4th year, 6th year. This is also a sign of a long time ago that you and him are not reaching the same goals together in the relationship that you built with him. Now, I understand how this woman feels, right? That she expects marriage. I personally have a couple of family members who refuse to get married, and they've been in relationships for over a decade. So, girl, I'm sorry, but he doesn't have the same goals as you. Society always expects traditional goals. You get together after a couple of years. Some even think after 6 months you're supposed to put a ring on the woman's finger, and then you get married, and then you buy a house, and then you have kids. Well, I'm sorry, he does not have the same goals as you. You're sitting here wondering why, after 8 years, he hasn't asked you to marry him. You need more communication in that relationship. And I think my sister T is right. You might going to get the answer that's going to hurt you, because these goals should have been set long time before. I'm wondering how much communication problems you have in your relationship if you're sitting here right now wondering why after the 8th year he hasn't asked you yet this question.
You know, Amber, like, I agree with that so much. I mean, there has to be some kind of lack of communication, because I'm sure she's dropped hints. I mean, that's common sense, right? If she's this strongly committed to it, she has dropped hints to this man continuously. If he's always ignored those hints, or if he has always made the comment that, well, someday, well, it's 8 years and that day's not here. So, yeah, I agree with Amber.
He doesn't have the same goals as her. They're not compatible. That's all I have to say. He doesn't want to get married. She does. There's nothing wrong with both of those goals. It's just that's the wrong partner for her future. She needs to work on a relationship with the same priorities. That's all.
And you can be with somebody and not want the same things, but this is pretty big. This is a big thing. So that kind of makes me wonder.
Two major things, sis. Two major things. Marriage and children.
Right.
You have to have the same goals for both of those things.
I was going to say that. I was going to say I kind of felt like that's why she doesn't have kids yet either.
Yeah, he has different priorities, sis, and she's been waiting 8 years for this?
I mean, you're not getting any younger, and I know you want kids. He doesn't want kids. You want marriage and kids. He doesn't want marriage and kids. It's been 8 years. Move on. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to move on. Moving on to Courtney. So Courtney asked, I feel like my boyfriend is cheating, but I cannot prove it. How do I go about asking him without him wanting to argue and leave me? Oh, my God, Amber. I have done many of questions on almost this exact same topic. I have covered this so much. Me and Amber have covered this before. Let me tell you something, girl. If I think my man is cheating, I ain't got to worry about him arguing. I'm going to be the one arguing. I'm going to be in his face arguing all day, all night. Girl, he might not even be here to argue. I might have put his stuff on the porch, and now I don't have to argue with nobody. So you're better than me, because if I even think something's going on, I would hope to have enough communication with my partner that I can sit him down and say, this is what I'm thinking, this is how I'm feeling, this is why I'm feeling it, and this is what you're doing to make me think something's not right. Now, if they can't sit down with you and honestly say, this is what's going on, this is how I feel, and this is why X is happening, let me tell you something. You don't need to be with them. I don't want no man I can't trust. Girl, if I got to take time out of my day and play FBI agent so I can catch him cheating, so I can prove he's the one in the wrong, girl, ain't nobody got time for that. Who got time for that? I ain't got time for that. And if I have to do all of that, I don't want you. I ain't got time for that. I want somebody that I love and care about. It doesn't matter what he's doing. The fact of the matter is that you're not happy in the relationship, and neither is he, or he wouldn't be doing what he's doing, and you wouldn't be fretting by yourself wondering where he's at and what he's doing. So that in itself is enough. You do not need proof of the other partner cheating in order to leave the relationship. Just the fact that you're not happy should be enough. It is our instinct to want to be the one in the right. We want to catch them in the wrong. Well, I want them to see that they did this to me. Honey, he already knows he's doing it to you. You don't need to prove it to him. He knows he's doing it. So you finding proof that he's doing it ain't going to change the fact that he did it. What I see happening is that, yes, if you bring it to his attention, he's going to want to argue. He's also going to want to lie. So me, I would leave, because I feel like he is cheating. And I think you know he's cheating. And the only reason you want proof is so you can make it look like he's in the wrong. He's the bad guy. You're the good one. He did this to you. You want it to be his fault that you break up. And it shouldn't be anybody's fault. You're just unhappy, so leave and go about with your life. Whew, Amber, what do you think?
You think he's cheating? You're uncomfortable. If he really is cheating, he will deny it. And you're not happy. I think this is not a very happy relationship. Now, An angry woman can find better proof than the FBI. That's all I have to say. Either this is a sign of her being insecure and paranoid, but it doesn't sound like that, does it, sis? I mean, it sounds like she's looking for justification of her being unhappy with this man. That's what it sounds like to me. We love to doubt our sixth sense now, don't we? If you're not comfortable and you're not happy, like my sister says, girl, you deserve better. Sometimes it's better to walk away. He'll probably understand why you're putting his stuff out on the porch.
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, and the weird thing is that I feel like this ain't the first time. I feel like she goes through this so much, and the reason she stays in the relationship is because she doesn't have the proof that he's in the wrong. But you don't need proof. You're unhappy. You're not happy in the relationship. You can't live your life around his calendar. You can't wake up in the morning saying, I need to find proof today. And you dedicate your whole entire day to trying to prove he's cheating on you. And you do this over and over again. So as you're trying to find proof and he's doing what the heck he wants, you're over here wasting days of your lives that you can't get back. You can't get these days back, and you're wasting them on him, a nobody. So is he cheating? I'm going to psychically tell you yes. But guess what? You already know that. You didn't need me to tell you that. Your only concern right now is finding proof so he can look like the bad guy, so he can be the one in the wrong. You're not looking for validation from me that he's cheating. You didn't even ask me if he was cheating. So that tells me you already know. You're asking me, how do you go about asking him? Because you want him to admit it, and he's not going to. Exactly what Amber said. He is going to lie. It is up to you to decide if you want to keep living like this. Do you want to keep living every day of your life consumed with finding proof that he's in the wrong when you already know instinctively and because other people told you that he's doing it? We'll just leave it with that and do with what may.
Well, sis, isn't it ironic that we get these questions sometimes where a woman will always sacrifice her happiness because it's not good enough to leave the relationship. It always has to be something else. Like, it's okay to be unhappy and stay in the relationship. Happiness is one of the most important factors of a relationship. If she is truly not happy, that is justification to leave.
I just don't understand. Like you said, happiness is what we all strive to have. Why would you sacrifice your happiness for somebody else's unhappiness? Oh, I'm not going to be happy today. I'm just going to let him keep putting me through it. Forget what I need. Forget what my kids need if you have kids, which she don't. But, forget all that. It's all about making sure he's happy because I want him to like me and be with me, or he's put you in a place where you feel like you can't do no better. If you're not happy, that is the reason to go. That is the main reason to go. Everything else is just gravy. I've had kids and left before. Don't use your kids as an excuse to stay with somebody. Don't do that. And I'm not talking to Courtney because she doesn't have kids. I'm saying in general. People say, well, I'm just waiting till the kids turn 18. For what? Do you think when they turn 18, you're going to magically become 25 again and you can do it all over? No, girl, you're wasting 18 years of your life for somebody that don't want you because you have kids. You know what? Now think about this. Your kids can see that. So all you're doing is teaching your girls that it's okay to stay with somebody that cheats and makes you unhappy because that's how you do it. So that's what you're teaching your girls. And what you're teaching your boys is they can treat their women any way they want to, and they're still going to stay with them because they have children. So you staying for the kids is just teaching the kids wrong. What you want to teach your kids is, I'm not happy. I'm a strong woman. I want you guys to be strong, and I want you guys to be happy, and I don't want you guys to ever grow up and think that this is okay.
Sis, I couldn't agree with you more, and I would like to add something to that. Is the first thing first is we have to love and respect ourselves and absolutely understand that we deserve to be treated with the utmost respect just like anyone else. And when we sacrifice our dignity and become a doormat, that's when the problems start. And if you have children, you're showing your children that.
I hope everybody was helped by our questions. We try to be as honest as we can. We will never tell you what we think you want to hear. We will always be as honest as we can with our answers and our opinions. Thank you, everybody, for submitting your questions. And if you have not submitted yours for next month's video, make sure to do so now. Okay. Good night, everybody. Good night, Amber.
Good night, sis. Good night, everyone.
Tell me who broke your heart, 'cause I could tell you who demolished mine. Tell me how you got those scars.